Hello and welcome to Rolling with Two. I'm Will, and with me as always is the person I wonder what she's thinking,
Sarah.
And today we're doing a two-player perspective and accessibility for Seven Wonders Architects. Now if you're curious about our opinion, check out our other video, Rolling with Reviews, Seven Wonders Architects. Sarah, tell us a bit about this game.
All right. In Seven Wonders Architects, players race to complete an architectural wonder. Through card drafting, players must collect resources to build their wonder, develop military might to win conflicts, research scientific improvements, and collect civil victory points. The game ends immediately when one player completes their wonder, but it is the player with the most victory points that wins. All right, so how does the game change for two players?
Well, there is no bot. In fact, the game scales extremely well. The only change for a two-player game is when you're having a military conflict. You'll count up the shields that each player has. In a two-player, and only in a two-player game, if one player has twice as many shields as the other player, then they get 2 of the victory, which are like 3-point.
Yeah,
3-point tokens instead of 1. That's the only change for a two-player game.
Yes. So, issues at the two-player count. Well, the game could go too fast.
Yeah, it's a very fast game going back and forth because you're choosing a card, and then whether or not you can build something off of it is depending on what you got.
And the only complication is if you've gained some of those, the technology, that if you took a card of a certain type, maybe you'll take a second card.
Right.
But that's it. So it goes really fast.
Of course, some of the stages of your wonder might also give you an ability too. So there is a little bit of chaining, but that very minimal amount of effort, it explains why it goes so fast.
Right.
Another issue is that when it comes to the two-player combat is, well, what if one person has 0? Do you need 2 shields to have twice as much?
Yeah,
One
the
shield?
rules are not, the rules do not clarify if you have, so let's say I have 2 shields and Will has 0, do I get 2 victory tokens? We played it that way. I don't know if it's a significant difference.
And
because
then
if we had 1 and I had 2, then it's obvious that I have twice as many.
Right.
But 0? So,
yeah, there is some math questions in there for a two-player specific game to figure out that rule.
But what the game does well is, well, if you really like fast games, this is going to be a great one. Because you could play like best 2 out of 3 in like probably a half hour or something, if you're really going fast.
Yeah.
So
there are only 7 wonders in this box, so it's not like you're going to have to relearn a whole bunch of rules or learn a whole bunch of different things, because they're also very straightforward.
They're very straightforward. Each one has a slightly different ability. I mean, one of them doesn't have any abilities. It just gives you more victory points. So it can be very simple. And for, I think even another one is you don't really have a choice. You just get more cards.
Yep.
You just, All right. So that's it for the two-player experience. On accessibility, the only visual challenge really is that the central deck is face down. So again, this is only going to be for those with severe vision issues like Will. There's I guess we just call it a cat mechanic. There's a cat token.
Yeah, it's a pillar.
Yeah, so if you are in control of that, you can take a peek at the central deck and decide whether you want that card or not. Those with more severe vision issues like Will might not be actually able to see the difference because there's no text on any of the cards. There's only icons. Now the good, not the good stuff yet. Trifold instructions.
Well, no, we play open-handed.
Oh, that's right. So
and we found it doesn't really make a big impact whether or not Sarah hears that. I
won't remember
something because the game moves so quickly and so many things, and she's still looking at her thing. She's like, wait. What was on top? They're like, well, you're not supposed to know that. I'm like, dang it.
Yeah, no, I have read him the top card. He's taking his turn and gets to my turn, and I'm like, well, I don't like any of the other 2 cards. I guess I'll just take the top. And then I'll be like, dang it, I didn't want that one either because I just read that to him, but I forgot already.
Yeah.
So moving on to one of the other issues is the instructions are trifold. It's just unwieldy to have to deal with that. And then putting the game away is going to take some work because you're going to have to sort the cards by the backs. Now, granted, the backs of all the cards are very unique, so it's going to be easy to sort.
Yeah, but it's very important that each card has all 25 cards in their deck.
Yeah, everybody has, you need all the right cards back in the right decks. Again, so that setup for the next time is fast. So going back to the cards, there is double coding for the face of the cards, but it's not great. At the top banner where it shows the icon of what each thing is, there are a little row of shapes. I personally couldn't see them well enough to tell them apart. But in the rules, it shows a close-up of, like, there's some circles or diamonds, or I found...
crosses.
Yeah, or something like that.
Plus sign or something like that.
I found you're just going to learn the game better if you just start grouping the icons. Like, there's only 5 resources. So if you learn what the 5 resource icons are, then you know those are all the same thing. And that's much better than the the icons they tried to do.
Yeah.
So I give them credit for trying. It just misses the mark a little bit. Like if they just done one large symbol in a corner somewhere, that actually would have been useful. But I do give them credit for it. Each Wonders deck has a unique symbol and color on the back, so that's going to be really easy to sort them out. Icons overall, unique, simple. Again, they do a lot of great accessibility in this. Everything's organized because every Wonder has its own tray, and in that tray is the deck of cards and the Wonder.
And in
pieces.
in the tray, the little card has its own little mini tray that pulls out too.
Right. So this is top-notch production that makes this very accessible. As much as I don't like the trifold rules, everything's very clear. It's short, it's easy to understand. Again, there's reference material everywhere, including the top of the tray, like we said. And again, almost everything is open information except that central deck. But we played it so that I just read him the card if he had the cat token. And it didn't make any difference because I forgot anyways.
Right.
So conclusion.
For 2 players, would you recommend?
I think so, unless you actually want a longer game. But this is going to be a really fast game, a really fun game. But if you're looking for something longer, that's not this game.
Yes. And for 2 players, I definitely would recommend, because it does play quick, so that if you do want a longer game, do like what Sarah says, best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Accessibility.
I think it does a really, really great job. I know they missed the mark on a few things, but overall, it's fantastic.
Yes. They kind of they went a little crazy with their production, and we do like it because it does mean more accessibility usually comes from that.
Right.
And so you can feel a lot of stuff and the shape. It was fun to play accessibility wise.
Yes.
There's a little bit with the question mark, like Sarah says, but it doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of difference considering the speed at which everything moves. In fact, sometimes you heard, like Sarah heard the top question mark deck, and maybe she did get it stuck in her head, and when it came back around to her, she grabs it, is like thinking that's the card, only to realize, no wait, it was taken a round ago because the game just moves too fast.
Yeah, that's true.
So, accessibility, fun, fantastic. All right, Sarah.
Yes.
One thing that I was going to complain about was the fact that this is only 7 Wonders, and that's it. I mean, it is in the name, so.
Yeah.
But we found out there was an expansion that adds 2 more Wonders.
Yes.
Does that still make it a 7 Wonders game?
Considering other versions of 7 Wonders has had more than 7 Wonders, I think it's fine.
I think they don't know how to count.
There are more than 7 Wonders in the world, but I guess that got coined somewhere at some point.
I think it might be like the 7 Ancient Wonders. Something along those lines.
Okay.
Because that is a significant number, and it's for a reason, and it's usually tied to a particular age.
At this point, 7 Wonders is just the name of thematically linked games because they've done so many different versions of 7 Wonders.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to play 9 Wonders, the game Architects, you can get this plus the expansion.
Yep.
All right. And why would you ever roll with just one when you could be
Rolling with two?
If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to us on the various social media platforms at
Rolling with Two, that's TWO. We're on Blue Sky, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Discord, we have a channel on Tabletop Express. Check the show notes for the invite link.
If you have time, check out the other content Nanaman has found for you, because remember, he's rolling with you.